Alright y'all, welcome. Tutorial for how to get high on your own supply, on your own vibe. Step 1, learn to love yourself. And I may lose some of y'all instantaneously with that. Oh, but I don't love myself. I don't know how to love myself. Here's a good tip. Live your life in such a way that you can't help but fall in love with yourself. What do I mean by that? Imagine you were the main character of a movie that you're watching, right? You're watching a movie about your life. And like obviously in this example, like your life is not your life is a movie that you're watching. It's kind of confusing, but like imagine that, right? You're watching a movie about your life. What would that main character do? What would that protagonist do that would make you just love them so much? Doesn't matter what they've done in the past, doesn't matter who they believe themselves to be. What actions can that character take that would make you, as the audience, just completely become enamored and obsessed with them? That's the first thing. So live life like the person you want to be, or the person who you aspire to be. Live life like how your favorite people live their lives. And if that doesn't even make sense to you, just choose in every single moment to make the right choice. It's like that song from Frozen 2. I don't remember what it's called, but Anna sings it when she's at her lowest, right? It's like do the next right thing. Do the next right thing. So in every moment you have a choice to either do something that like is kind of not in alignment with like who you are, or something that like maybe like feels like the right decision in the moment, but then you might end up being like, oh, that wasn't the right decision, and like I could have made a better decision. Make those decisions in the present. And you're always going to make mistakes. It's a natural part of life, but learn from those mistakes. Don't run from them, don't hide from them. Learn from them, integrate that into your being so that you can make better decisions in the future, because that's what this life is for. We learn, right? So that's the first thing. Become enamored with yourself. Second thing, this might seem so ridiculously obvious and also kind of random. Listen to good music. I'm serious. Whenever we listen to music, right, it's usually when we're alone, right? When we have our headphones in, we're listening to music. Some people listen to podcasts, and we can get into that in a second. But hold on, let me make sure I'm recording here. Okay. Listen to music that uplifts your energy. It's easy to get depressed and listen to really depressing music, and that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I know that it feels validating, it feels kind of good to listen to sad music when you're sad, because you feel heard, you feel seen, you feel like your emotions are validated. And that's okay until you get tired of being depressed. And that's a thing that we all come to at a certain point, where the depression no longer feels comforting, it feels restricting, it feels like you're like, not living your life to the fullest, right? A good way to get out of that funk is with music. I've been listening a lot to Coldplay's Moon Music album. That album is extremely uplifting. Coldplay is really tuned in with their lyrics. They always make really, really powerful, just very conscious music in terms of the stories that they tell, and the narratives that they weave through their lyrics. And so that's something really, really beautiful to tune into that. So check out that album. Who else? Who else makes really good stuff? I mean, any sort of high vibe rap I feel like is always good. Conscious sort of spiritual rap is really good. I don't know if you might not be into that kind of music. But okay, here's what I'll do. Since I can't think of like tons of stuff off the top of my head, I'll like leave a thing in the description. I might forget to do that if I'm being completely honest. And if I do, just check out that Coldplay album. But I'll try to remember. So yeah, that's the second thing. Listen to really good music. And so when you have self-love and you're listening to really good music and you're doing your thing, you're going somewhere to do something awesome, and you combine those things, which is what I was literally doing just now, right? So I'm like, that's why I'm like feeling inspired to like talk about this. When you combine those two things, you will completely you will literally get high on your own vibe. Like, you straight up will. And it takes a little bit of practice, because everyone has like the little like goblin in their brain that says like, oh no, you shouldn't feel happy, you're not good enough, you're not worthy. Everyone has that. Everyone has like the, call it what you will, the little devil on your shoulder. It's really just our ego trying to keep us limited. It's the ego trying to like preserve itself, because when you expand into your full self, your ego cracks a little bit because it can't physically contain all of what you are. That's what's so beautiful about expanding your sense of self, and going into your sense of self and learning about yourself, is that you expand. So we always have that. We always have that little voice that when we start to enter into the frequency of love, into the frequency of expansion, and fully just radiating that beautiful glory of the universe from our hearts, what happens is we get caught up in our heads into those old negative thought loops. And so typically how this manifests for me is kind of as like almost like a little bit of like shame for being happy, and which is such a funny thing. And I feel like we kind of get embarrassed, like when we listen to really uplifting high vibe music. It can be kind of embarrassing, which is so strange, because I mean, let me be very clear, this is my own personal experience, and it might be completely different for you. But what I tend to kind of run into sometimes is I'll be listening to really good music, I'll be totally in the zone, and then I'll just be like, oh, this is kind of cringe. Like, I'm just like really happy listening to like really dope, awesome music. Like, I don't know, like that's kind of cringe. But that is cringe. Like, that thought is what makes it cringe, right? And so it's sort of like a conscious decision to, every time you have like that little sort of adversarial whisper in your brain, you say, no, ego, it's okay, you don't have to be working right now. Let the soul enjoy, let the soul be full. You just go along for the ride. You can also bask in this glorious thing. And when you show that compassion to the part of you that doesn't want you to feel good, it actually it like releases that sort of tension, right? And it actually is able to quell, and I don't know if quell is the right word, I think it is, to sort of soothe and satiate that part of you that wants to be seen, because that's what the ego is. It wants to be seen, it wants to be honored. And instead of listening to it and believing it, you say, no, I am in the driver's seat right now, and you can just chill and be compassionate. Like, don't be like, don't try and suppress it, don't try and deny it, but just say that isn't true, and you can chill, you can relax and enjoy this, because this is good, this is a good thing that's happening. And that works like a charm, believe me. Like, you just really, what it is it's just like, it's just releasing the pressure. It's just like releasing the pressure of caring what other people think. It's releasing the pressure of caring even what you think about yourself to a certain extent, and just coming into the full awareness of your full awesomeness. So that's pretty much it, honestly. If you're able to, cultivate that self-love by doing things that are in alignment with who you are, doing things that are in alignment with who you want to be. You listen to really good music. This also extends into media, like watch like really inspiring movies, watch inspiring shows. Don't scroll on TikTok and this, because that's just like junk food. It's just like all of this nonsense that clouds your brain and sort of confuses us. So try to stay away from that. I mean, it's okay to have like a bag of chips every once in a while, but don't rely on that as your main form of media nutrition, because that's very unhealthy. So yeah, so it's that the media, consume really good media, but mostly music. It mostly extends to music, because music is such a powerful medium for awakening the soul. And then finally, last but not least, honor your ego by giving it the space to be okay with what's happening, rather than sort of listening to it and affirming the limiting beliefs that it clings onto. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And just do that, and you'll be like totally floating through life. Always, like, there's always going to be ups and downs, and that's part of life. But just now you know how to feel good. Now you know that you can tune into this really powerful vibration of love, of your self-love whenever you want. Um, if you can cultivate the necessary skills. So yeah, that's it. Peace out, and remember to get high on your own supply. All right, love you.